Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hi.
Hello, my dear. Here we are with another one of our Deliciously Motivated Mindset podcast conversations, and this is a good one. I'm actually really intrigued about what we're going to uncover, unpack, dive down. Which rabbit holes are we going to go down today? We're going to talk
Ooh la
about
la.
strategies to appreciate your thoughts. And it's really funny, as I say that, I'm thinking of all the clients that I work with, and they'll go, "Oh, but Moira, we're not supposed to listen to our thoughts." So let's see. That's why I'm saying I'm intrigued to see where we're going to go with this. Strategies to appreciate your thoughts. But of course, before we even start to investigate any kind of appreciation for thoughts, we need to land into our heart space first. So I really encourage you to put at least one hand, if not both, onto your heart space. And if it feels comfortable, you could put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly and take a nice deep breath in, filling your belly with that breath, and breathe it out. Sigh it out. And now I'd like you to just really concentrate on your heart space and make it that you're breathing in and out of your heart space, finding your natural rhythm of a little bit slower, little bit deeper, little bit fuller breath, and allow it to anchor you into this present moment. So breathe in and breathe out, slowing things down, coming down into your own body, into the seat of your soul. The heart space is known as the seat of the soul. And we get to access the fullness of our being when we do things like this. So just breathe and allow yourself to feel a sense of connection from your heart space to the heart space of everyone else doing this exercise with you. Doesn't matter where they are or when they are. There's this energy is always present. We just need to remember to tap into it. So take another nice deep breath. Really allowing yourself to soften into this. Soften with a wee bit of a sense of curiosity. What does that connection feel like? What are you going to discover about yourself? What new awareness might come through? And so setting the stage for our conversation. We encourage you to grab your favorite note-taking device as we start to unpack and riff on strategies to appreciate your thoughts. So, dear one, where would you like to start with this one? How do you feel that it's like what's the first tip or first idea of appreciating thoughts or thinking processes?
Gratitude.
But of course.
I just
Attitude
but
of
not,
gratitude.
yeah, but not half-ass. But not. Whoops, people.
Oops,
But
just
not.
setting the
But
tone there already.
no, I say this beautiful thing and then I go, but not. Just the deeper the gratitude, the deeper the gratitude you have. I mean, what does that look like? I'm gonna go there, but the deeper the gratitude, when you really truly appreciate it, the brain noise shuts down. the
Mm.
chaos around you disperses, because all you're doing is someone actually said at the weekend, it's a mystical spell it feels you're under sometimes when you're in true gratitude. And
Mm.
when you're in, to appreciate your thoughts, because it just shuts it down. And it's just that, yeah, that mystical spell is lost. Like, yes, I just feel in my body.
Mm.
And it doesn't have to be, and I did say half, a da da da. Um, I guess any level of gratitude. So that was my little, da, 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 da. But any level of gratitude, whether it's even 10%, 20%, there's going to be a shift in your soul, and your body can feel it. It's just a beautiful alignment of when you're
Mhm.
just saying, what am I truly grateful for right now? What am I truly grateful for right now? Because otherwise your thoughts are just going to run a blooming marathon in a
Run a
sprint
crazy, crazy
time.
making. Yep.
Yeah. Mm.
So, and
So,
I've done this before. You know that I have a desk calendar. It's a daily
oh
gratitude
yes.
quote calendar. This is not teabag quote time yet.
Oh,
But
what's your one today?
the one today is just perfect for what you just said. It's by somebody called Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Bonhoeffer, I think. Uh, it says, in ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that it's only with gratitude that life becomes rich.
Oh,
That's
but of
beautiful
course,
summation of what you just
yeah,
said, right?
yeah, yeah.
And so that's that's I like that we started here with gratitude because the thing also
Oh, you started it with the heart coherent.
I did. That's true. I did start us off with heart
Yeah.
coherence, and then that's so what from a heart coherent space, we can
Mm,
appreciate our thoughts because we can cultivate a sense of curiosity. And I actually did say curiosity when I was doing that heart coherent, because that is my tip, is curiosity. Simply because sometimes our thoughts are actually helping us discern our intuitive guidance. But it only works that way if we take a wee moment to actually realize and not get carried off by the crazy making thinking of the blah, 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 because there's that there too.
mm,
And so when we appreciate our thoughts, we can appreciate, oh, I just thought of some person and then that person calls you, or you just thought of calling someone and they find you find out that they really needed your help or something like
mm,
that. But so those are the thoughts when they drop. That's a really important strategy to appreciate your thoughts, I find. But the caveat to it is that you need to have some practice so that you drop into present moment awareness. Then the thoughts
mm,
can land like pebbles and ripples and guidance, right?
mm. Yeah, and I think when you're in true appreciation, um, when you're in true appreciation, you see and feel things differently,
Mm-hmm.
because you can see when you're in true appreciation, you're sitting in that eye of the storm. You're not part
Yeah.
of the storm. You actually can see things go around you, and you're present in your body and where you're sitting, but you can just see it, and you don't have to lean into their stuff, or you don't have to lean into the
The
drama, the
chaos or
chaos.
the
You don't, yeah.
discombobulation. Yeah.
You don't have to lean into anything. You can just sit there and just witness. And when you witness, there's a level of mastership that comes into your mind as, oh my gosh. And it's the old saying, I've got this. But
Yeah.
it's actually not just saying it, it's actually, wow, I've got this. And
Embodying it. Yeah.
seeing and feeling and breathing, all a part of that. I
Yeah.
better start writing notes when we capture this at the end, by the way. Oh, did we say note taking device? Because
I
clearly I
did.
didn't.
I did
Oh,
actually
did you?
say it. I don't always remember, but I did say it today.
I just went, Deborah, there's been a few things. So, Moira, you're going to pick that up. Just let you know about having that.
I'm on
Um,
it.
fuel. But well, you know what I mean. When you're amongst that and you're like wonderment, but
Yeah.
more. like, wow. I don't know how to explain it, but I think
I
I've
like
captured
what
it.
you
Have
said.
I?
It's that witness perspective. It's the witness of like, wow, there's so much auspicious yumminess. And even if what I'm witnessing is chaotic and discombobulation but and I like what you said. It's like you're in the eye of the storm saying, all is well. All is well in my world. I've got
Mm,
this. Things are evolving at the exact right pace and rate that
mm,
they're supposed to.
mm,
It's
yeah.
funny because I was just reflecting on this. I was writing an article for my newsletter and realizing how quick time is going. And it's really funny because we can say it,
Mm.
we can say it, but then when we sit in it and kind of go, oh my gosh, we're almost halfway through this year.
We're July. That's
I know,
insane.
I
What
know.
numbers? I
So
know.
it's
I
kind of
know.
like, yeah. So there's these points, and so see the ear's appreciating thoughts too, because
Mm,
that's taking an idea from external into embodying it and going, huh, so isn't this interesting? And this is part of the experience that I'm sharing and co-creating and inhabiting with my fellow collective members,
well,
right?
you said the one word then, and that word to me was experience.
Mm,
We're in this experience instead of it's our labels as well. Um, as in, I'm part of this experience
yeah.
instead of going, oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. I'm part of this experience, and I get to be on this experience, or I get to have this experience, or I get to choose, it just that, instead of going, oh my God, all this chaos is happening around me. But
Hmm.
yeah, but having that, oh, I'm part of this experience, just softens it to me, even just labeling it something.
I like that because you see,
Well, you said
there is truth. Well,
it.
because I was going to say that there is truth, there is chaos going on around us. But something I've been saying often of late is to the degree of the chaos or turmoil or trauma or discombobulation
Mm,
that I see externally, I have really become much more tapped into realizing if I want something to change, I have to change it in here. And
mm,
that can be appreciating my thoughts. So my label can be, wow, I'm co-creating this.
mm,
I am the power I have is to find harmony and ease and flow within me. And then that actually will ripple out to the collective. But I can't have an agenda on that either.
well,
There's
that's
because we're
it's
gonna go trust. Boom.
ah, yeah, yeah,
Right? that
yeah,
that so and that was kind of a lead on from your saying that like when we have this propensity to label things externally and oh that's not good and that's bad and that's terrible and that's awful, no, come into the co-mingling, the experiencing, the fact that we all chose to be in this life right here right now
mm,
during these times, whether they're
mm,
moving fast or slow, right?
yeah. And just when you're saying I'm co-creating this, and the trust, that's that seen, heard, acknowledged that we
Yeah.
do with other people. But if you're going to appreciate your thoughts, you must see, you must hear yourself, and you must acknowledge yourself.
Yep.
Because I know that's definitely with others, but actually see, hear, and acknowledge. Ah, I can see what it is. But I'm going to add another kahuna onto the back of that, which has really come up this weekend. Whereas, like, I'm holding on, is
Oh,
is blame. And when you blame, there's three levels of evolution, I believe. There's there's lots of other things, but in the blame category, is first you blame others, then
hmm.
you blame yourself, and then you evolve.
Yeah.
Because if you're blaming, I was going to say government. Well, I'm going to say, if you're blaming the government, it's time for you to look at yourself and then
Hmm.
go, okay, and then you're going to go, actually, I blame myself. I voted for this and I did this and da da da. And you can hear that. But then when you go into that appreciation, you evolve. The moment you actually
Yeah.
evolve away from that blame into that seeing, heard, acknowledged, and trust, back to that, and this is an experience, there is no blame. There's divineness, and that's that level. That's the level where we all want to be vibrating at.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing you can't be there all the time, like, let's just set this real. You're not going to sit at that higher level frequency all the time. But the blame, when you blame others and then you blame yourself, oh, I should have known better. I mean, how many people? I was going to say, put your hand up. How many how many people have been amongst something and you've blamed others, and then you go, then the next one is I blame myself. Oh, I should have known better. I've fallen for this every time. This is the same pattern. Blah blah blah. And then you drop into that appreciation, and then you evolve from it.
Right.
And that story is no longer around.
I like that. I would add something there about the
Yes,
high
thanks.
high level frequency, because I believe that high level of frequency is always there, always.
Mm-hmm.
We are not always in it, right? So it's a
Or if you,
dance. It's a dance.
it is, yes.
Yeah. And so
And if we,
appreciating our thoughts allow us to have that dance. Wouldn't you say?
it is it is a dance. It's that movement. It's not the rigid, and it's not the robot dance.
Yes. No, it's
It's-
fluid and flowing and yeah.
by the way, people, you want to see this as a live event now, because I'm doing the rigid. I'm, and Moira's doing the beautiful flowy. Of course, that's how it's going. But
Of
of
course it
course,
is. Was it I'm trying to think of the dancer, was it Isadora Duncan or something like that? The fluid dancer with all the scarves, and I can see it in my head.
oh yeah. I went straight to the robot. Okay, there you go, people. But it is a dance, and I think that's the thing is when you. So you know how I talked earlier about labels, and this is a label being an experience.
Mhm.
When you label it as a dance or a dance, um, it it just has a different feeling to it.
Well, there's a
It
flow
just
to it,
has,
isn't it?
yeah. It just feels like, yeah, it's not forced.
Mhm.
It's not forced, and when you can see that things flow, it's a beautiful experience.
Mm. But you know, the other thing that just occurred to me as we're saying that is one of your favorite DeMartini
Oh,
quotes
I
is
used that at the weekend. Yeah.
that everything, obstacles are on our way, not in our way, but we dance around them. That's the fluid and flowing.
Mm.
Because if you were doing the robotic dance down the path, you'd probably get smacked up against that obstacle and stuck.
I know. By the way, I'm dancing. I'm now hitting the wall as I'm dancing around.
You're
But you
stuck
would.
on it. You would,
Yeah, it's
wouldn't
yeah,
you?
and you bounce back. Yeah, well, no one needs to no one needs to be hit a gazillion times before they wake up. Well, that's what we're trying to help you with, people, so you don't have to
That's
get hit.
yes. You don't have
I was
to.
like,
You can choose to
yeah,
if that serves you.
yeah, don't blame Moira and Deb. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think, yeah, I think that just mm, dancing just sounds like just a just a divineness. It makes it so much effortless, easier.
And there's fun and play in there too, right?
Mm. And if you want to pull the robot in, go for it. But flowing. But I think the other thing is when if you can see one side, you can see the other. It just means because we're stuck in our story or our mindset or our thoughts, you
Hmm.
know, often we're only choosing to see one side. But if you can see one side, you can definitely see the other. It's just getting yourself present and looking for the other side to go, oh, there is beauty in this, instead of this is chaotic, this is discombobulated. No, there's actually beauty when you're ready. And I think that's the other thing is, yeah, you can't see black without white. You can't, there's duality the whole time
Yeah,
moving.
yeah.
But also, yeah, you just don't force yourself, because when you're forcing, nothing comes. Desperation, people smell that, and you're just stuck. You're stuck.
So that's a really important piece that you brought into this conversation, because the truth is we do live in polarity. You can't
Mm.
know light unless you know dark. the thing is that this helps us to, if we feel stuck, if we start feeling stuck, say we start feeling stuck on the negative end of the spectrum. I always say, I like to think that negativity has too much Velcro. If you look
I
at
know, I
social
love
media,
that.
I
Yeah.
know it gets a bit sticky, but as soon as you get there, because we all do it, let's face it, we all do it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe use it as a little, this is an appreciation of thoughts here too. If you recognize, oh, there's the craziness gone to worst case scenario type of thinking, only seeing the dark. Oh, but wait, what can I do to shift to neutrality? Neutrality says that recognizes that both exist at the same time, right?
Mm.
Light and
Mm.
dark exist at the same time. So if I can get myself to polarity, I'm telling myself the truth that both ends are existing. But now I get to choose, where am I going to put my bandwidth or my focus or my
Mm.
attention, right?
I think even when you come to that, I think even when you come to that, the black and white, or even when you come to that color, that's
Mhm.
that's the true appreciation right there. When you actually go, I've been like this, and then you see the other side, and it just
Yeah.
morphs and it magnetizes, and that's where the glitter is. That's where
Yes.
the beauty is seeing that both side, because you just become so stuck. You just become so stuck and so rigid in that space. But when you come together, but the other thing is sometimes you're blinded to one side.
Hmm.
But I mean, my strategy here is Debz and Moira.
Yes.
I'm going to say it again. Are we over 80 years? It's actually more. Did we say 80 or more than 85 or something?
No, I
Some
think it was 80 the last time we
80.
did the arithmetic here.
Mm. We have over 80 years experience bringing people to appreciate their thoughts.
Mhm.
It's something that I know with certainty I embody it, and I know with certainty
Yeah,
Moira
I do
embodies
too.
it
Yeah.
every day. And you can see, if you know us, you can see our evolution. But
Hmm.
we do this every day. We are talking to somebody in the world,
Hmm.
and sharing our gifts and
Hmm.
sharing these podcast thoughts that we have with people, and but they change. So if find the right people around you, but we are the right people. There's That's it. We are the right people. We are there. We live, we breathe. Something happens, we look for the other side. We
Yep.
neutralize this, we go to the next. We are constantly going up our ladders. But but there's moments that I go back 3 steps and I'm like, I don't want to even go anymore. I don't even want to go anymore. And admittedly, I sit and I feel it. I bring these strategies that we bring these strategies that we share here to you, because we live and we have absolute 100% certainty that they work.
Yep.
So don't 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 just sit in that space. If you're anything longer than 24 hours on a perceived negative thought or something, reach out. But
Definitely. Yeah.
because we have both we've both got your backs in whatever you bring, and no problem you bring us is unresolvable. There is a solution to every single problem out there. Do you want to add anything
100%.
about that, or
No,
did
I
that?
think you
Yeah.
did a beautiful job there. Absolutely. I do love what you just said about, if you're in some darkness, some discombobulation for more than 24 hours, it is
Oh.
super important to reach out, because
Mm.
I'm a big believer in saying you gotta feel your emotions. You have to allow yourself to go through them. However, if it starts getting too ingrained, you
Hmm.
need somebody to hold space. And
Yeah.
that's what Debs and I, that's what we do. Um, that
Mm.
I just had a conversation recently with a client who she gets very used to me giving her techniques to breathe through. And what she was
Mm.
starting to do was to actually use some of the techniques to bypass the feeling. I said, no,
Mm.
no, 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 we're not
Oh, no, no, no,
bypassing.
no, no, no.
No, not bypassing.
Appreciating the feeling.
Exactly, exactly. Because no, that's the thing, is that sometimes if to your example, if somebody's in something for more than 24 hours, they may feel like they're stuck. They're there.
Mm,
But no emotion is permanent. It's just sometimes we need somebody to just hold sacred space to allow the process and allow it to shift off
mm,
and appreciate your thoughts of getting you to, I've got this, all is well in my
mm,
world, those types of things, but to really attend to the realness and the guidance that comes
mm.
from experiencing your emotions,
Yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
know, I know that if I had a problem or if I had something and if I could not personally get myself out of it,
Mhm.
Moira would be my number one I'd go to. My number two, actually. My number one would be myself. But she's there. I would reach out to Moira and
Yep.
she would hold that space that she does and pull me out, show me the light from that. She is, she's my right hand. She's right there. She's
Yep.
right there, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
No, and likewise, you're the exact same for me. And we have, I mean, we've been doing this for long enough to know that it's a no-brainer for me that if I,
Mm.
to your point, if I'm going through some kind of upheaval, and let's face it, I've gone through a fair bit of late,
You, you
that
you just did the boot camp.
yes, yes. But and to your point, my first port of call is me doing it. But then
Mm,
when things start coming unglued, I always know, oh, Deb's got my back. She's gonna hold space for me or point something out that I may be missing or things of that nature. So
yeah.
that's that to me, that adds to the authenticity of our conversations and the things that
Mm,
we share with our listeners on the podcast is we live this. This is not just us doing our business or doing our practice.
mm,
This is our life. We're sharing from
yeah.
how we live this life.
These are no chat GPT answers, people.
Nope.
Just so you know, these are, as you can clearly tell, these are us. These
Yep.
are us. And we can give you stories
Hmm.
of every time when, to appreciate your thoughts. And in fact, I shared one with this morning. There was a man I was working with. Um, and he chose not to do the work, got
Right.
halfway through and chose not to do the work. And I was at an event and I just thought, okay, well, the best thing I can do now is focus on the people who do want to do the work and just let them be. And being able just to stand, and that to me was pure love, just going, you know what, I'm going to
Hmm.
honor you. If you don't want to do the work, you're going to witness it. By the way, matey potato, you're going to see it and you're going to feel it at a different level, and then you're going to want to lean in. But it's not for me to force him just because he was at the event and and he experienced it. He experienced it 7 times in a different way until he had one of my colleagues who said to him just the one question: "What's in the way? What's in the way from loving this person?" And just a little tweak from that. If you'd had this way, and this is actually a perfect strategy as well, is going, what's the fantasy that you want? You want that person in your life? Well, if they were in your life, what would be the downsides to what you've got going on right now? And that was enough. Within 1 minute, this man opened his heart and could feel that true love and appreciation for that person. And that's all that question was, actually. So there's a tip. What is the fantasy you're holding on to?
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
I
What is the
like that.
fantasy that I want life to be this particular way? Well, if it was that way, what would be the downsides? And most people go, there are no downsides. But then go, but have a look, knowing there are downsides and upsides to everything. And
Well,
that
that's
just
the
shifted that.
polarity thing again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that just shifted the whole thing. And then he went, yep, okay. And he leant in, and he leant in good. He leant in good. But that's just showing that, from having the right people on the right plane with
Yep.
you, the
Mhm.
right journey, but also breaking that fantasy of what you think life should be like is the other one.
It's such an important one. I really like that. I just wanted to share you're telling about stories. I have a story that popped into my mind too about just this is going back to trust also. I was thinking about a client that I worked with quite a few years ago. She came to me saying she wanted coaching on a specific area in her life, but she also knew that I was an energy healer and I did tarot card reading. So it was like none of that weird stuff, just the coaching. And I'm like, fine. Because to your
Well,
point, it's like,
you're like, I don't
okay,
care.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I've got a
not
massive toolbox. Yeah.
exactly. And I'm not going to, I don't have agendas at all. I can make requests like, would you be willing for me to present this or to suggest that technique? So after working with her for about 2 or 3 months, and she was getting great results with the coaching ideas that I was giving her and the different techniques. And one day she walked into this is back in the day when I saw people in person. She walked into my office and she says, "Okay, that's it. I want your tarot cards." And it actually floored her because the words were out of her mouth before she even realized. And I was like, okay, so that's how come she was coming to work with me.
I
So then
love.
after that, every session was tarot first, then coaching. But it's that, so it's like what you were saying about
I think
this
that's being open
person
then, isn't
saying,
it?
yeah, but this person
Mm,
saying, I'm not doing the work. I'm not ready to do the work.
mm.
That's fine. It's fine. Don't do the work. But then
Oh, see,
trusting that
mm,
you're in this environment for another reason. You may not consciously know that.
mm,
There's something that brought you here. And that's what I'm saying about
mm,
this client. There was something that brought her into my realms. I didn't
mm.
know about it, and neither did she. It would just trust it will evolve and unpack as it's supposed to, right?
Yeah, that's it, not forcing. It's like, okay, and when because it's our thoughts that can run that marathon, and
Yes.
that marathon in a sprint amount of time. And you can just go to, I mean, how many people, I was just put my hand up here to go to tell the story. How many people have gone, oh my God, I'm ill, or I've got this, or I've got this, and next thing they Google it, I just put my hand up again, Google it, and the end result is you're going to die. How many people have actually but they do, they're like, oh, I've got this and I've got this. Oh my God, it must be this. And the next thing they've gone this whole crazy ass story
Yeah.
into that complete, like, whoa, where what? What
Yes.
you just found, I'm gonna say this lump. But like, cause I had an experience of that recently, and my whole head went,
Hmm.
oh my God, and I ran that freaking quickly to went, oh my God, here we go again. Didn't beat myself up. I didn't do the work, and then it was like, and within 2 hours it was resolved, and it was like, oh, okay. And I went, wow, look how quick I ran that marathon.
Mm-hmm.
You were part of that journey. It was like,
I was.
whoa,
Yeah. Yeah.
vroom. And it was a absolute sprint, and
Yep.
it went, and then it was like, okay, oh, and then I was like, really, Deborah, really, and logically, but there was a lot of that. Then it was like, doesn't matter, just sitting in your heart with appreciation
Yeah.
to those thoughts, to the world around, just brings you back to the heart. And as we know, when our head and heart align, that's where the goodies become.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But with what you've just shared makes me think that we haven't brought the four agreements into this.
Oh
And
my gosh,
they
what?
are so appropriate. They are so appropriate to sitting in your heart and being impeccable with your word. Because
Mm,
appreciating your thoughts doesn't mean you have to believe every one of them, particularly in
yes.
that type of scenario. Because actually, I say that to my cancer clients. That don't go talking to Dr. Google.
Yeah,
Dr.
it is.
Google will have you in that crazy making, oh my God, look at worst case scenario. Like,
Well, so
yeah, no.
even that Dr. Google, when I had a medical thing, years ago, and the doctor said to me, he said, I'm going to give you my private number. He
Mm.
said, because if you find out that your cousin's sister's brother, who lives on the other side of the world's
Yes. Yep.
neighbor's best friend who works at a post shop, tells you they have exactly the same type that you have,
And this is
and
what happens.
then and he said, and I knew instantly. I went, oh yeah, you're not giving me your private number because of you're giving me your private number because you know this happens.
Yep.
He said, ring me,
Hmm.
text me, ask me the question. He said, because I'm just going to tell you it's all bullshit. It's literally, it's just literally what he said, and it was exactly what because he said
Yep.
your brother's sister's cousin, da da da, and da da da, and on the other side of the world, and their shop and their dog, and it was this whole. And I went, this is how quick
Yep.
that Google, you find out you're dead.
Yep. Yep. And so there are some people, so some people would do that and they would make it become a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Mm.
If you go and look at,
What you think
okay,
about, you bring about, isn't it?
yes. Or if you're wired a wee bit like Moira, then it's more like, well, I'll show you because I'm not going to be that. I'm going to
Moira
be the
and
one that,
Deborah.
and Deborah, we're going to be the ones that buck that system or don't
Yeah.
go. But you see, that's why I was saying about coming back to the four agreements, because being impeccable with your word means you're not going to get caught up into what other
Mm.
people's ideas are of whatever it is you're working through, whether that's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. See, there's your PEMS check-in.
Oh, yeah.
But then not make assumptions,
Mm.
not making assumptions just because this auntie's, neighbors, uncles, whatever had something. That's you can't assume that's how it's going to be for you. And not to take things personally when somebody says, oh, I know exactly what you're going through and this is how you need to deal with it. That's about them, not you. And then you
Mm-hmm.
just do your best. You focus on one step and the next step and the next step. Just
Mm.
the you can see how it by adopting those four agreements into your life, you can appreciate your thoughts, right?
Mm. And I know you mentioned the PEMS, which is your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. If your four pillars are out of sync, like if you've had lack of sleep,
Mm-hmm.
you've had lack of sleep, your decisions are going to be a lot differently than if you've had a phenomenal sleep.
Yeah.
Your actions, your movements. So you're emotional, you're going to react differently. Someone's going to give you some news, or there's some stuff going on around you. You watch TV, something, you even watch a movie, like
Mm-hmm.
you watch a comedy and they say something and you're like, oh no, that's so sad. That's
Right.
like any of these things, they can trigger you, your mental, your spiritual. If your four pillars are not standing solid,
Solidly.
strong, solidly. My
Oh, there's
passion
a new
came out at the
word.
weekend. Yeah, astrology. Yeah, yeah, astrology. If they're not standing strong and solid, they will
They'll
crumble and they
wobble.
will
Yep.
drop down.
Yep.
They will, and they are the things. So we go back to that seen, heard, acknowledge, see it, and as soon as you can see it and hear it and acknowledge it, you can action things.
Mm-hmm.
You see them differently. I've
Mm-hmm.
just looked at our time, Maura. I'm an
Oops.
amazing timekeeper. Whoops.
Whoops. I was just wondering that. I thought, gosh, we've been
Yeah,
talking for a while, haven't we?
love the way she's wondering, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, whoops. I think we might want to wrap this up. And we'll
Sounds
come back to beautiful quote at the end. Oops, oops.
oops.
We just appreciate Deborah's journey. That's why
Mhm.
we've got Moira. That's why we've got Moira on the other side. So just to
So,
appreciate your thoughts. So grab that note-taking device if you're not driving, and we're going to sum up what we have said. Apart from Moira's going to do about the first three or four, we're going to
oh,
sum
that's
up
right.
what yeah, remember?
Yep.
This is where I'm appreciating Moira as I give her the look. She's just looked away, by the way, people.
Oh no, I'm looking at my notes.
No, she's looking like it's okay. We're going to sum up what we said because there was a lot in this, and we care for you, and this is why we do this. I just want to
Mhm.
really send that out to you, um, because these thoughts can immobilize us. They can
Mhm.
immobilize us. So I'm going
Mhm.
to ask Moira to hit it keep going until I can go, I've got that.
Okay.
I'm on to the next one. So
Okay.
thank you, Moira. I'm handing it to her. Here we go.
Here we go. So we started off, Debz said, gratitude,
Oh,
attitude of gratitude. And
I did
and
too.
you said some really cool things about gratitude. You said about really steeping yourself into it, getting into what am I truly grateful for, and that chaos disperses when we're grateful. And then you said also the deeper the gratitude, it's like a mystical spell. And I wrote that one down
Mm.
specifically because I just thought that I like that. An attitude of gratitude could be a mystical spell.
Mm.
And then from that,
Mm.
I read out the quote from my gratitude calendar, which I thought was really beautiful and very much in alignment with what you had shared from Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Uh, he said, in ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that is only with gratitude that life becomes rich. It just
Mm.
that just feels so so uplifting. And yes, we've both got our hands on
Mm.
our heart with that one.
Just swallow that in. Swallow that
Yeah,
in. Yeah.
yeah. The next one that I had after that was curiosity. When I said about cultivating a sense of calmness, I was referencing back to our heart coherence at the beginning, but it's by us really landing into that, having curiosity like, oh gosh, look at this thought just landed, or this idea floated by, or because we can actually get in touch with our intuition by what thoughts like, and because the thoughts, to me, intuition can just suddenly land by you're going, oh my gosh, should it be this, and you suddenly go, yes, that's a
Mm.
thought, but that's helping you navigate your own intuitive nature. So creating curiosity to create calmness, to receive your own guidance that comes through head, heart, and higher self.
Mm. Keep going.
I was not quite sure. This is, but from here we went into, you were talking about true appreciation again. But when we're sitting in true appreciation, you said it was like we sat in the eye of a storm. And that's when we talked about witnessing, that we can witness chaos and discombobulation and discomfort and turmoil around us. But we have this sense of, I've got this. We embody this sense of, I've got this. And
Mm.
that's really being fueled by appreciation. I'm always in the right place at the right time. I've got the attributes that is otherwise I wouldn't be here, right?
Mm. I've got the
Yes.
next one.
Oh, good. Okay.
You've done well. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. The
you.
next one I actually had was labels. I
Hmm.
wrote I wrote the word labels, and it was when we realized that we put labels on things that frees us, which was when Moira said this
Yeah.
experience you're on. And that was when you label it experience instead of this crazy journey or my lessons or whatever, when
Hmm.
you go, this is an experience, it just takes away the crazy words,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
So it's, oh, I'm experiencing this. Like I'm so appreciative that I've got this experience, or I get to have this experience or feel this experience. Literally, oh, this is it. This is it. It's just there's just a different when you label things differently,
Hmm.
knowing that every word is just a word.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is going to be a challenge. Is it? Or is this going to be, oh, this is going to be an experience? Just even that. Oh, I've got to go to school and I've got to do this. Well, that's a challenge. No, I get to have this experience. I get to go to school and do this. Literally just allows that, calms your farm
Hmm.
again.
The
Yeah.
thing is that's funny with that too, right? Is that the universe always says yes to us. So
I
if
know.
you say, "Oh,
I,
it's going to be a challenge," the universe says yes,
I know.
right?
I know. Did- yeah, I know. So if you're going to appreciate your thoughts, watch what you say.
Yep.
Just tweak them and twist them, tweak them and twist them.
Yep. The next
The
one
next one
I
I
have is
have
trust.
is it. Okay, go. Oh well,
Okay.
I've wrote down I'm co-creating this,
Okay.
and
Yep. That was when we were talking
and
about experience. Yeah.
yeah, I've this is about me. I'm co-creating this, and just
Mm.
reminding yourself. Okay, then I'll go back to your one. Go.
Beautiful. So yeah, I like that. But trust, and that's when you brought in that we all need to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. But in order to trust ourselves, we must also see, hear, and acknowledge our thoughts to because that kind of fuels the trust of the I've got this and
Yeah.
one step at a time kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And we talked about blame, the B
Mhm,
word, and the
mhm.
blame, and I say there's three levels there. Is first you blame others, and then you blame like, oh, they've done it again, or oh, I've trusted people again, and this is what's the first you blame others, then you blame yourself. I should have known better. Oh, I fell for this again. My intuition told me this 4 years ago. Do, whatever it is, blame others. And then when you see the blame, then you evolve. I mean, you've got to do action steps, but that's when you get to that point, then you're like, I'm gonna play at the next level.
Mhm.
And so blame others, blame yourself, evolution. And just knowing, being aware, going back to that seen, heard, acknowledged, being aware of where your thoughts are when
Mhm.
something comes in and you can feel that in your body. It's like, I'm at kindergarten level, I'm blaming others.
Right.
I'm at kindergarten level. And just like what Moira did, just laugh. Oh, of course I'm in this state because I'm at kindergarten level, I'm blaming others. And the next thing you know, oh, hang on, I don't want to blame myself. So jump out of that, jump out of high school very quickly, or college, whatever level. Well, we actually don't go from kindergarten to college. But what do you call it over there in your world? Because we go preschool, kindergarten, which is under 5,
Yeah.
and then five to to 12 is primary school, and
Right.
then we go to high school, which
Okay.
is 12 to till you go to university, 12 to 18, 17, and then you
Right.
go to university. What do you call all that? Is that your
So
schools?
so we have kindergarten, and then I'm probably confused because Canada and Scotland is basically different.
Oh, of course.
But
Yeah.
in Scotland it's primary and secondary, and then it would be college or university.
Yeah,
Here
that's
it's
pretty much the same as us.
elementary and high school, and then you would go to yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then university. Okay. So
Mhm.
the evolution is university, clearly.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
evolution is that.
absolutely.
And
Yeah. That's the
yeah,
higher level. That's what you said, the
okay.
higher level.
It's the higher level. Yeah.
But the next one I said I picked up from what you said about the higher level, because you had also said we don't always stay there. We're not always
Mm,
there. But the point that I wanted to kind of bring into this was that frequency of the higher level is always there. We just don't always hang out there. So that's when we talked about a fluid flowing dance,
the dance.
the
I've
dance
got
of
dance
the
written down. Yeah.
yeah, so we get to dance into it. So, and maybe that dance would be from kindergarten to elementary to high school.
Mm.
And
Imagine just dancing all the way through there, just
yeah,
very quickly.
go,
Yeah,
oh, I'm going to have a wee dance in kindergarten. No, that's boring. I'm going to go up.
that's a robot dance. Trying to
Yes,
find your feet. Yeah.
flow into the higher level. It's more fun up there.
Mm. And that's it, remembering that everything is on the way,
Yeah,
not in the way.
not in the way. Yeah, that's when we
Yeah.
said that you want to make sure that you're dancing in the flowing way, because if you're doing robotic dance, you'll get smacked up into that
Yeah,
obstacle.
that's the one. That's the one. We talked about polarity, and
Mhm,
and you know, I'm really emphasizing that's a separate tip, because if you're going to appreciate your thoughts, you must know if you see a negative side, there's always a positive side.
mm,
If you see a positive side, there's always a negative side. If you see if you see a problem, there's always a solution,
mhm.
because we have the one side. So knowing that that polarity is there, that or duality, that's going at all
Mhm.
times of the day,
Yeah,
all times of the day and night. So be aware of that, going back to that seen, heard, acknowledged, be aware of that that's at play all the time
yep, yep.
for
Eh,
this.
But I also made a wee additional note because I really liked what you said, is that when you see both, that's where the glitter is.
Oh, I didn't even write that down. Yes, well, that's what
You
I talk
said it.
about.
I know.
I did.
I thought that was awesome.
It is, because it brings that together. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes. The
I
next one.
have
Oh, you
nothing. I
go for
have
it.
no, I don't. I have two dots.
Oh,
So I
it-
clearly went off
that
on a
was well,
tangent.
it was you that said
I love that.
Deborah and Moira. This is when
Oh,
you talked
okay.
about we walk our talk, we live these strategies, and then we went into talking about that you and I are people. Like the number one
Mm,
person when I have something discombobulated or something to work through, I'm gonna step into me first. But I know if I can't get through it, then I'm going to talk to you. And
mm,
that's you and I have been doing that for years. It's like 5 or 6
mm.
years now that we've been living like that.
6 years. I was thinking that
Six,
as I was
yes,
talking
it is
earlier. I was
six.
like,
You're
that's
right.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we actually just had our 6 year anniversary, didn't it? It was just the other day. Didn't we just say,
Was it? I don't know.
uh,
Time just
oh, was
just.
it? Oh, no, it was a photo. That's right. It was a photo you had. And I
Oh,
said, I
that's
remember
right.
that. That's the day we met. That's right. No, it wasn't
That's right.
actually. There
That's
you
right.
go.
Yep. Yep.
I just created a whole new story onto something else. See that that's what happens. And do I appreciate it? Totally.
A
Totally. Back
hundred
to the
percent.
journey we're on.
100
Yeah.
percent.
The next one, but going back to Moira and I, we are here. We literally are here. Do not, we do it differently, but we use different tools, but we come back. The key is to come back to your heart
Yeah.
and anything and everything that's going on around you, and we bring you back to your heart.
Yeah.
And and you sit in that heart
Mhm.
space
With
until the next
trust
level of
and
chaos.
trust. You trust it
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
bring you home with it.
yeah. You're not alone in this, people. Please don't feel like you are. Well, if you do, just reach out to us and we'll clearly put that duality in play. Um, the next one I have was Fantasy Breaker, and that's just showing that there's uh we sometimes have a fantasy of what life should be like. Well, if
Mhm.
only they did that, and if only the government did that, and if only my family member did that, or or my employer, any of that stuff, or your children. If only my children listened to me and did what I told them. Or what did I talk to somebody the other day? This is, uh, oh, my daughter's an amazing woman, but she suddenly like she was a great young lady, and she listened to me all the way, and then suddenly she started turning on me, and I'm like, but isn't that what you're doing? You're teaching them to stand up for what they think is true, and did your
And so
daughter
now
not? Yeah, she's like, yeah, but that's different, not against me. And I'm like, matey
ah,
potato, you're
yeah.
for her to stand up against you is incredibly brave. So she's actually fighting for her rights in a way. But that was very fun. It's like, yeah, but not against me. I want her to be a strong world leader, but not against me. It's like you can't pick and choose who they're going to go
There's an
against. The whole
agenda. There's the
yeah,
agenda. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But the fantasy breaker is if you thought life was going to be one way, have a look at what those downsides are. If it
Mhm.
was that way, because then you just like, heck, and that just pulls you back to true appreciation for your thoughts and your actions and what's happening around you to
Mhm.
realize, yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
I love that. Such an important part. It's a beautiful question, actually.
Mm,
And the
yeah.
next one I have from there was I brought in 4 agreements that I think the
Mm,
4 agreements are beautiful strategies to help us appreciate our thoughts when we remember just for today to be impeccable with our word, to
mm,
not make assumptions, to not take things personally, and to always do our best. That is such a beautiful way to increase that attitude of gratitude and appreciate where you
mm,
are, that you are in the right place at the right time
yeah.
and appreciating your thoughts.
Yeah, and I think if you want to go into evidence base, like have a look where you are, seeing that,
Hmm,
if you're not sitting in that, see where you are, just see it, and it just opens it up. The four agreements are so valuable to go through life, and we've
definitely.
added a fifth one in this just for today,
That's right. Just for today.
just for today, just for this morning, just for this evening, just for this meeting.
Just for this
Um,
conversation.
yeah,
Yep. Just
and
for this
and the one I
situation.
had. Yeah, just for today, Deborah, you're gonna listen and you're gonna write down all the tips. Oh, really? Really? the next one is our PEMS, and that's our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual.
Mm.
And if they are not in alignment, if they're out of wobbles, things fall around.
Yeah.
And, something drops down from 80% down to 40%. Your 4 pillars that are holding you up will wobble. They will be a little bit disjointed. So it goes back to that appreciation again. So
Mhm.
just be aware of that. And if it means you've got to take time away from people or something, then do it. This is all, you are the master of your own world right here. Right
Yep.
here. I'm going to ask Moira before I wrap up fully. I would like to know a teabag quote, please.
I'll have one ready for us.
Oh, I love that.
I
I
really
love
like
that.
this one. The
Okay.
one I picked up, it says, the only thing that can limit you is believing that you are limited. Become
Yeah.
limitless.
Oh,
Isn't that awesome?
oh,
I
oh.
really like that
Yeah.
one. Become limitless. Appreciate your thoughts. Become limitless.
Oh, that's the cutting the tie, that's the letting go, that's the
Isn't that
man,
perfect?
oh man,
Perfect.
man, oh man. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Wow. What a beautiful way to end today's call.
Mhm.
Um, so listeners, strategies to appreciate your thoughts. You know where I'm going with this right now. Right now, I'm going to go, are you playing the game of life to the fullest? Are you playing the game? Because life is a game and it's how we play. And so after listening today, what's your highest priority action step you're going to do today to achieve your inspiration? Out of all the strategies we gave you and what's landed in your heart, what is your
Mm.
highest priority action step you're going to do today to achieve that inspiration?
Mm.
And once you've declared that and you've written that down, share with us in the group or share with us on our comments on our Spotify and the places you can comment. But if share with us, because we want to know what those things are, because they
Mhm.
just give us that's the appreciation. And when you also declare it, whether you say it aloud or you type it out or you write it, there's a declaration to the world, and it's honoring you and it's honoring the universe that you've got this. And it's
Yeah.
just a reminder back to you that you've got this.
Yep. I love it.
But I would like to thank everybody today for listening to us. Thanks for being on, and thank you for taking this call, this podcast, and listening. For our strategies to appreciate your thoughts, you are not alone. Moira and I are here for you. Thank you, Moira. Thank you, Internet.
Yes.
And thanks for this beautiful experience of this
Yeah, I
podcast
love this.
conversation
I
we've had
love this
today.
conversation. This was an awesome one
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Moira. And thanks,
Thanks.
Deb.
Thank you, dear Deb. Thank you, Deb.
Yeah,
Thank you, listeners.
thanks.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.